What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Sane here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. In this Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video, I'm going to be doing an objective analysis on the monetization aspect of the game. I'm going to be taking a look at some of the packs, giving you guys my personal thoughts and opinions about if I think they're too expensive, if I think they're fair compared to some of the other gachas that I've played that I've also spent on. I'm also going to really take a look at the Premium Hunt or the Season Pass, which is their monthly pass, and they also have a weekly pass that provides essentially accelerated growth, and I want to give you guys my honest opinions and thoughts about that. Now, first things first, I want to get two questions out of the way that I think are really honestly very controversial questions in my opinion when it comes to gacha games. The first one is, do I think this game is free-to-play friendly? My personal answer is yes, this game is very free-to-play friendly. I stand by that because I played through the closed beta. I got extremely far into the closed beta, and in the closed beta, you could not spend in the game, and with the free currency alone, I was able to get pretty far. So that's one thing that I stand by in terms of, do I think this game is free-to-play friendly? Second, if you are a free-to-play player, you have to look at this game as a marathon. You don't want to look at it as a sprint. However, there are shortcuts as a free-to-play player that you could take advantage of, such as if you have some whale friends that can help you out with co-op, if you're smart about the type of weapons that you want to go for, you want to strategize for, and also if you're focusing on 3 characters alone. As long as you take the game's pace as a marathon and not as a sprint, this is a very free-to-play friendly game. You don't have to spend a dime. I have people in my Discord server that are free-to-play. They haven't spent a single dime on this. They're actually a lot farther than I am, and I will admit, I've actually put a little bit of money into this game already. They're farther than me, and they've been progressing fine as a free-to-play player. So yes, this game is very free-to-play friendly. The gacha rates are fair. I do not think it is pay-to-win whatsoever. There is no PvP or live PvP, which usually if a gacha game has a live PvP in it, that generally means it is going to be pay-to-win. This game does not have that. This game is primarily single-player only, aside from co-op, but co-op actually benefits everybody. And in a single-player game, your progress is not going to hurt somebody else's progress. It is your progress alone. So that's my stance on it being free-to-play friendly. The other question that is controversial that I want to discuss before we talk about the monetization is, do I think this game is predatory with all the different packs that they throw at you whenever you hit a certain point in the game? Or let's say you level up a certain character, they throw something at you that is locked behind paid currency. Honestly, the whole predatory term is very subjective. It's only as predatory as you allow it to be. If every time you see it, you're always constantly buying, and you know that you shouldn't really be doing that because let's say you don't have the income to be able to make all these spendings on the game, then that's probably something on your end that you probably need to think about. You know, I'm not here to give you guys money advice or anything like that. If you have the money, it's your money. Do whatever you want with it. I'm not here to tell you how to spend it, but all I can say is just be responsible. If something does pop up, and if it's for a character that you like and you have the necessary resources to spend, then maybe throw a little bit of money at it. But if you don't and you can't buy it and you're of the opinion, you're like, oh, it's locked behind paid currency, this is pay to win, might want to rethink that, because that's probably just your wallet telling you, hey, maybe you shouldn't be spending on this game and just be content with the many free resources that we've already received. So that's going to be my stance on those two essentially very controversial questions that always revolve around gacha. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into the shop right here. I want to just take a look at some of the bundles that they have. All right, so we have these are going to be like the daily epic packs, weekly epic packs, so we'll be seeing these pop up periodically. Let's take a look at the weekly legendary bundle pack. So we get essentially a multi out of that. We also get a 5-star from the, as a 5-star weapon ticket on top of, what's that, 20 memories that we can select. And in the memory shop, if we look in the memory shop, it actually costs 300. If I'm not mistaken, let me go ahead and check here. Where is it? Memory exchange. Why am I not finding it? Memories, here we go. Okay, so it's about 300, right? So if we take a look at that bundle again, that's essentially 300 paid currency right there if you convert it. and then afterwards we get these as a bonus. For $19.99, let's see how much $19.99 is in the regular store. Okay, they don't have one. This one gives you 26. Well, you get a bonus free crystals there. I would say this deal right here is pretty decent. You pretty much get, for the value that you get, I would say that this is pretty good. I would say that this is a pretty decent deal if you have the 20 bucks to throw at it. You pretty much get a 5-star. You can't pick the 5-star, but you get a 5-star, which is good. And then you get a multi out of that, and then you get pretty much the equivalent of 300 paid currency with the exchange voucher for the memories, which I think is pretty cool. And then you also get these, which contribute to the stat stream nodes for characters to be able to further increase their potency. I say this one is pretty decent. So we got daily epic pack for $2.99. That one's okay. I'm not sure how I would convert the value of these different stones to be able to level up your weapon into actual currency. But let's see, for $2.99, let's go back right into the crystal shop. What's the equivalent of that? Oh yeah, okay, so if I were to choose between this, so you get 500, essentially 500 crystals, 20 free, 480, and then right over here, I'd say this one's pretty decent. We're missing out on what, 20, but if you need the stones, it's all right. It's pretty decent. Maybe that one I'll probably pass on it if I had to choose if I was gonna buy it or not. Some of these other deals here, I would say, are all right. Nothing too crazy. A lot of this stuff, unless you really want to accelerate your progress, you could probably just farm and just take your time with it. Do some co-ops, things like that. Let's limited time. Okay, they've thrown a lot of limited time stuff. I actually don't think this is a good deal. I've seen the one also for the Morisame. I don't think this is a good deal at all. 5,000 of the paid currency just to get a guaranteed copy of the featured 5-star weapon. I don't think this is a good deal. I would honestly skip this one. Even with the 20 gacha tickets, you don't get a guaranteed 5-star out of that. It has 5 stars are at a high rate, but I wouldn't spend 5,000 of my paid currency on that. So this is probably one that I would say pass on. Let's go ahead and just look at the crystal prices here. So that's around 3 multis for the biggest pack. Actually, no, wait, that's 4 multis. I would say that's actually not bad compared to some of the other gachas that I've played. Dissidia Operamia, I think it's like $79.99, but you don't get nearly as many multis. But then that game has guaranteed 5 stars. This one doesn't, but this one has pretty good rates. So if we take that into consideration, I would say it's about even. It's better than a lot of other gachas that I've seen. Definitely better than a current one. Some of the current ones that I've played, like Honkai, but that one has a different economy. So this one is all right. I would say the prices for their basic crystal packs are decent compared to some of the other gacha games that I've played, and I do like how they give you a bonus right there of 2,000 or whatever, or depending on which one that you buy. And then let's see here. We have their daily packs. So I've seen this one. Let's see here. Let's look at their most expensive pack. $69.99. So we miss out on the 2,000 free, but let's see what we get. We get materia boosters. It's gonna actually be pretty useful. And we can only get crisis medals with that. But then again, we could just farm that through the game. So unless you want to accelerate your progress, I'm of the opinion that the crystal pack is better because you get 2,000 extra free currency. So that equates to 4 multis versus this one. Yeah, that's cool that they give us the highest rarity of the whetstones and this, but this is stuff that you could earn in game where you don't necessarily need to spend the $69.99 to get these as bonus items. So I would personally say that the crystal deal is better than that one. Yeah, overall, I think the prices are decent on the crystal packs. Definitely better than some of the other games that I've seen. But again, like I said, if you have the budget for it and you want to throw some money at it, by all means, go ahead and do so. I personally think they're fair. I think they're fair. I think they're decently priced. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take a look at, I think this is some of the more important parts in terms of the monetization, are these passes. Because these passes essentially is kind of like a way for your game to be accelerated to make you progress easier. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at their weekly passes. So what do these passes do? Oh, I can't really take a look at what they do. I wish there was a way. Let me see if I could find information on this. Let's see. On these weekly passes. Season pass. Really wish there was. Or you know what? I know how I could check. Hang on. Let's see. Let's go to a stage. And I'm just going to see if I can click on in effect. Okay, so the boost pass, stamina boost, active. So we have that ability to be able to, I think it allows us to use more stamina but get more rewards. So it's ×4, originally ×3. And then you get more gil in the free refills. Let's see what else is there any other information that I can find here? Looks like there isn't. All right, let's go back into the shop and I'll just try to look and see at what I could find here. Expedition time reduced, synthesis time reduced by 30% for $2.99, and you get 480 crystals. So my thing about this is I think, so what is that? Essentially $8, so it's $11 a week. If you calculate that, it's around $44 a week. Honestly, I think, me personally, if they condensed this together and then priced it to like $19.99, it would be a bit more enticing and make it monthly rather than weekly. Because the fact that it's weekly is, I'm not a big fan of that, because there is another pass in here that we're going to talk about. And, you know, if you're somebody that just wants to buy the passes and stuff, I think this could have been condensed into one monthly pass as well. Or it could have been condensed into the pass that we're about to talk about. And then maybe they just kind of yank up the price a little bit on that one to make it a bit fair. This one, I'd say it's... If I weren't a spender, I'm a spender in the game, you know, because I create content for it. And whenever I create content for a game, I want to be able to at least invest into it so I could produce some, you know, hopefully decent content for you guys. But from like a normal player's perspective, I'm not really sure if that's worth it, if these weekly purchases are worth it. Honestly, I'm not sure I don't think they are. If this was condensed into a monthly pass for like $19.99, I think it would have been great. But not weekly, spending $11, because that adds up. That adds up. For Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, they have the monthly Mog Pass, the premium Mog Pass. That's $36.99. So that's like $8 cheaper, around $7 cheaper. But on top of that, you not only get their currency, but you also get the 2 Mog coins, and those 2 Mog coins you can exchange them for burst tokens that you could eventually exchange for a burst weapon, which is the highest rarity of weapons there. Now, I know that game has been out a lot longer than this, but that's a monthly pass that has, to me, the extra goodies there are better than the ones here where you're paying for this weekly and essentially spending about $44 a month. So yeah, this one, I think they could improve this one into a monthly pass. I personally would not recommend this one to somebody that just wants to play this game normally and spend a little bit. But if you want to accelerate your game, nothing wrong with that. But I personally, you know, like I said, as a person just wanting to play the game, I would discourage you from buying this one. All right, now let's go ahead and go into the season pass. So I purchased the season pass, and I want to take a look at it from here because it's not going to show it to me unless I haven't bought it yet. Okay. Treasure Hunt Season 1. Ah, darn it. Did not mean to press that. Okay. Treasure Hunt Season 1. We get a featured reward, which is a gear voucher, so we could select one of the gears. And then we also get the wallpaper. I think you have to progress to earn those, so you got to get through all the different levels. This is very similar to like what Honkai Star Rail has. They have something similar to this called the Nameless Glory, where as you progress through the game, you do all the different missions for it, you claim the points. When you earn a certain amount of points, you level up, you earn the rewards, and then at the very end, there's like the big reward. Pretty much the same thing. But let's see what the value is on this. So this is what? It's $13.99, I believe. Let me just double check before I give you guys the wrong number here. Passes... No, season pass right here. Yeah, $13.99. Okay, so for $13.99, let's see what we get for $13.99. Let's do the math here. Where is it? Here we go. All right. So there's the normal, and then you plus the premium. We're taking a look at the premium one. So we get a total of 4,500 blue crystals. Okay, and I'm going to try to put this into perspective as if these were paid crystals, because I want you guys to see if the value is worth it or not. We also get 60 memory vouchers. Remember how much 20 costs? It costs 300 of the paid currency for 20. This one gives us 60, so we're getting, essentially, we're getting an additional 600. We're getting an additional 600, what is it? Crystals out of this, if you convert it with the memory vouchers. So what, that's like 5,100 crystals right there for taking that into consideration. And then we also get a bunch of these other materials, bookmarks, materia boosters, power pieces. We get a gear voucher. And if we put it into perspective with the normal hunt rewards, you're getting a total. You're getting a total of, so that's 6,000 crystals if we put it together there, and then we're getting stamina tonics with the normal one. So if you convert that again into the currency, that's 600. That's another 600 currency, and then we get an additional 20 memory vouchers, which is essentially 300 currency. So if you put that all together, the normal, and then if you add the premium on top of that, you're essentially getting a 7,800 crystal value. And remember how much the crystals cost? Let's go back into the store. So crystals, so 7,800 is in between the 62. Right here, in between $38.99 and $59.99. So you're getting roughly around, I want to say, let's give it an estimate, like a $45 value for $13.99. I would say that's a pretty good deal. If I were somebody that was a light spender, not creating content, but just wants to play this game, I love Final Fantasy and I want to throw some money into it, I think the season pass is totally worth it. Because if you put it into that perspective, you're getting pretty much a $45 value. As long as you play through the game, you get through all these different, milestones over here. You get the steps. You're going to earn some pretty nice rewards for a $45 value, putting it into that perspective. I would definitely recommend this for light, very, very light spenders. I think this is very fair. Now, going back to those weekly passes, if they integrated it into this and then maybe yanked up the price to about $19.99, even $24.99, I think that would have been a better sell overall, because honestly, the weekly passes, I can't recommend those. It's just a little too much for me, in my opinion. It's nice to get the crystals, but again, Dissidia Opera Omnia, which is a weapon-based gacha that I created content heavily on before, has something similar. Theirs is $36.99, but on top of the currency, you also get other rewards as well, such as the burst tokens, which are very, very valuable. And you also get accelerated points for their system, for their summon boards, character board points, and things like that. So in terms of if you're spending monthly on this game and you want to just spend lightly, highly recommend this. In terms of the actual gem packs or crystal packs for this game, I think they're priced decently, better than a lot of some of the other games that I've seen, but I still think that they're decently priced, because all in all, this game is pretty free-to-play friendly with its rates, with its stamp system, and you don't really necessarily need to spend. So that's pretty much going to be my thoughts. I know I kind of went a little long there in terms of the monetization, but I really wanted to get this video out to you guys. Some of you guys were asking me, hey 40, what do you think of the prices? What do you think of the monetization? Do you think the prices are good? What do you recommend to buy? Well, this is the video for you guys for that. Hopefully I answered all of your questions. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and stay blessed, everybody.